Hello, today I have the pleasure of welcoming Richard Forson. Richard is President and CEO of Cargolux. Richard has been with Cargolux since 2012. It has always been a pleasure for ATOZ to work with Cargolux as a client, and thank you, Richard, for being here. Richard, the air cargo industry is extremely competitive. Cargolux has been successful in this sector since its early days in 1970. What are the factors that explain the continued success of Cargolux?
Well, Yves, I can probably break it down into two main pillars. Firstly, it's the dedication and passion of our employees in doing what they do. From the mechanics that look after our aircraft, our flight crew, to the back office people, to the administration people, and lately now, since 1st of May, to the ground handling staff that all work together in order to make the company a success. And secondly, is the agile and flexible management of the company in being able to deal with the quite often frequent ups and downs that the industry confronts. And a good example of this is the ability of the company to react and continue operating during the COVID period up to 2022. So I basically would consider those two factors as being fundamental to the success that Cargolux has enjoyed to date.
Cargolux is based in Luxembourg, but is, of course, its operations are worldwide. It's very international. How does Cargolux impact the local economy, the Luxembourg society as a whole?
Well, although we operate internationally around the globe, approximately 1,800 of our staff are Luxembourg based. And in addition to that, with the takeover of Luxair Cargo, we added on a further 1,200 employees to the company. So we have quite a big impact on the economy in Luxembourg itself through the payment of salaries to our employees that are Luxembourgish based. But in addition to that, it's all the suppliers that provide services to Cargolux that also benefit from our economic activity within the Grand Duchy. So I'm privileged to say that yes, we do positively add to the economy of Luxembourg, and also privileged to be able to lead a company like Cargolux.
For many of ATOZ clients, ESG is becoming of growing importance, and in aviation, the E for environment is key, and many people finger point the industry sometimes for environmental reasons. How is Cargolux tackling the challenges related to ESG criteria?
Well, ESG is at the top of our agenda at this stage, both from a board and a management perspective. In terms of the communities in which we operate, we are closely interacting with them at the end of the day. Governance is also continuously being looked at because there's always room for improvement as a business continues to develop. And in terms of environmental impact, obviously the biggest issue is the CO2 emissions which our aircraft generate while flying. And from an industry perspective, I think the ambition, or I believe that the ambition is to get to net zero by 2050. So in order to facilitate this, what Cargolux has done is taken the decision to renew its fleet. We've ordered the new 777-8F freighter, which in future will become the fleet that we would operate as Cargolux versus the 4-engine 747s today. But there's also a word of caution in that getting to net zero is not, it's going to mean additional costs being incurred by the airline, which ultimately would have to be recovered from its customers, who in turn obviously would recover it from the consumer. So net zero is a very noble cause, I believe, in trying to limit global warming, but at the same time everyone should realize that there is going to be a cost attached to it, and how significant that cost will be obviously remains to be seen as we move towards the net zero pathway that everybody wants us to be on.
Many thanks. This was Richard Forson, President and CEO of Cargolux. Richard, I wish you all the best for and to you and to Cargolux for many years to come. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Yves, and thank you for inviting me here today.